Technology has been developed in Austria that allows farmers to monitor ruminant animals individually via a bolus placed inside an animal's rumen. A New Zealand company, Smart Farm Data, provides farmers with analysis of the data that's been gathered from sensors inside the bolus. As a result, more accurate and targeted management decisions can be made about a particular animal.
What the technology provides the farmer is an objective view of what's happening inside the animal. So we're looking at core body temperature rather than rectal temperature, as an example, or rather than surface body temperature. We're looking at an accelerometer that's inside the sensors as well, so that's measuring the movement of the animal. And in the case of those animals which have got their pH sensors in them, it's measuring the acidity within the stomach itself. Probably from an economics perspective, in a stud operation where the animals are worth a few bob, is where you would end up putting it in on a beef operation. The payback time and the economic model that we've put together to measure the benefit of it has payback in 12 months.
Okay, so we've got the list of animals here. Okay, so we had 3 with estrus today.
Yeah, three.
What we recommend to farmers is the temperature and activity sensors go into all the animals. You're looking at heat, calving, just general wellness. But we'd only put the pH sensors, the acidity measuring sensors, into a sample of animals. Because what we're looking at there is how the feed is being digested and converted into energy. The best way to do that, because it's the same feed going to all animals on the farm, is just to put it into a sample. Saves a bit of dollars, but it gives you the same level of information and confidence in the outcome. This is a very typical estrus alert that we see for the farmer. So the estrus signal comes up here, and that's the message that's on the farmer's mobile phone or on the laptop, on the desktop here. So in this case here, we have, if you look typically at the activity chart, which is the red one at the bottom there, you'll see there's an increase in activity. That gives an indication that we've got an animal that is coming up for heat. But in addition to that, that's actually reinforced by a very slight increase in temperature. So that those two factors together, we are very confident that when we provide a farmer with an alert which says this animal is going in heat, we're giving the right information to the farmer. This is the temperature and activity bolus. And this is the temperature, activity and pH bolus, which is a longer unit. These are about the same size of a zinc bullet, but they're just a tad longer. Both of them are weighted so that they sit in the rumen, in fact in the ventral part or in the base of the rumen itself, usually either in the base of the rumen or in the base of the reticulum. Now because they are weighted, they stay put, they don't get lost. The bolus is inserted with a pretty much standard applicator. The sensors are activated by a magnet, and once they are turned on, they're on for the rest of their life. The data that's collected by the sensor is transmitted from the sensor to a receiver, and then from a receiver into the cloud, where it's analysed and reports presented back to the farmers. The boluses themselves, once they're in the animal, are not recycled, unless we're able to autopsy the animal and take the bolus out, and then we could clean it and wash it and then put it into another animal if it's within that period of 4 years.
We did a few trial animals last year, which was only, I think, about 20 cows, and then this autumn, in March, we put them in the whole autumn herd. 230 autumn cows. We have someone helping the guys put the bolus into the cow, identifying the cow, and then passing on the information to the people scanning the bolus, and then it's all logged to that one bolus, and then they go ahead. That's how they're ID'd. At the moment with calving and then estrus when we go into mating, and general animal health, like I want to get the best results I can, and for us it's very valuable to detect heat. We basically want to get as many cows in calf for the next mating as possible. So the extra help on picking up on estrus is always very highly wanted, you know, it's always a help. So basically, The bolus for me is good for those hidden costs like your RFMs, retained membranes, metritis, that you're not going to pick up till later on when you're in mating, when maybe it could be too late, so then that cow gets missed and becomes a carryover. It's basically limiting those hidden costs. We're getting information on health, on temperature rising, temperature lowering, not drinking enough. If it's been 5 days without drinking or 3 days without drinking, and she possibly has a temperature rise as well at the same time, then alarm bells are ringing that you have a sick cow. The rumen pH boluses that we have are giving an indication of the feed that we're putting out in front of the cows, and if that feed is good enough for the cows and what we're getting out of the feed. It's always nice to know that they're getting what they want. I actually got an alert 3 hours ago about a cow in here, 4028. She will calve in the next 24 hours, so I then know to keep an eye on her over the next 24 hours and check her every 2 hours. It's helping manage my time as well, knowing where I've got to be, and the alerts are telling me that I have to basically keep an eye on that cow. If you're having a lot of problems with hidden costs, health issues, then this will really, really help you find those issues and maybe save you a bit of money in the long term as well.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.